what if, and stay with me here, what if AI started running global migration? Like algorithms deciding who gets to seek refuge, where they end up.
Whoa,
It's a big question, right?
it is a big question.
But it's at the heart of this project, the quantum echo chamber project. What happens to those individual stories,
Yeah.
when you have these massive systems, these huge forces at play?
Right. And this project, they imagine a future where an AI called the Global Migration Management Platform, it basically controls everything. Resources, population flow.
Sounds efficient.
Oh, yeah, super efficient. But that's kind of the point. The project is digging into this tension between, well, on the one hand, you have this AI, pure logic.
Right.
And then on the other hand, you've got the human experience, messy, emotional.
Not so easily optimized.
Exactly.
So where do they set all of this? Like, what's the backdrop for exploring these big ideas?
So they chose Saint Vincent.
St. Vincent. Okay, why there?
Well, it's think about it, this incredible history of migration, right? Different cultures coming together.
Okay. Yeah.
And the project uses that, all those layers of stories, like echoes of people who were forced to move, people who chose to move.
Interesting. So how do they actually, how do they bring all of this to life? What does this project look like?
So get this, they have this physical piece, a conch shell.
A conch shell.
Yeah, but it's modified. They've added all this technology to it, almost like a futuristic hearing aid.
For the island.
Yeah, in a way. And it's designed to capture all these sounds.
What kind of sounds?
Think like little snippets of conversation, maybe some traditional music, pieces of stories,
Okay.
all mixed together, reflecting this AI-driven world. So you've got the organic sound of the conch, right?
Yeah.
And then layered on top of that, you have these digital sounds, like the algorithm running.
Huh. Like it's bridging the gap between the natural and the artificial.
Exactly. And the person behind all of this, the designer, their name is Alex Baptiste. They're 50 years old. They're a two-spirit designer.
Two-spirit for people who might not be familiar.
Yeah, so it's an umbrella term used by some indigenous people in North America to describe folks who embody both masculine and feminine spirits.
Interesting.
And Baptiste uses design like a tool to really investigate what technology could do.
So the implications.
Yeah, exactly, the consequences.
Yeah.
And their own identity, being two-spirit, adds another layer to that.
Right.
Now, their process, it's super interesting. They do a ton of research, legal texts, scientific journals, musical scores even.
Wow, that's a wide range.
Yeah, really taking it all in. And then they take that knowledge and they turn it into, well, real things. Sketches, digital models, stories.
So they're kind of weaving together all these different areas?
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see the influence of Saint Vincent in their work, all those different cultures, the traditions, the stories.
That richness.
Yeah, and they even use, they take scientific concepts like quantum entanglement, and they work that in, too.
And quantum entanglement, just as a quick reminder.
Oh, right. It's this idea that two particles, they can be connected even if they're really far apart.
Huh.
So Baptiste uses that as a metaphor for how we're all connected in this global system.
That's really interesting.
It is. And I think when you step back and look at the quantum echo chamber project as a whole, it makes you think, hold on, what's the cost of all this efficiency?
Yeah.
AI can make things faster, smoother, but when you're dealing with people, with lives, each one unique, you have to consider that.
Right.
We can't let those human stories disappear. The project is kind of reminding us not to lose sight of the individual.
Because otherwise all we're left with is just the system.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the Quantum Echo Chamber project here on Exploring Futures. It really makes you think, doesn't it? If you enjoyed this episode, share it with your friends. Spread the word. Let's keep the conversation going.